I like that. 4-door Silverstone E90 M3. That's really cool. It's got a red interior. This thing appears to be done. And it still works with some Vanos rattle, so we're gonna head back home and I'll report back on the brakes. Good morning, it's 2:17. Alex dropped by for a bit. We worked on this week's accounting and whatever that other class is, principles of marketing. Got that done for the week with the exception of one course quiz, which doesn't open until tomorrow, so I'll take care of that. He's headed down to Tennessee for the weekend. They're gonna do, he and his dad are gonna do some hiking. So, the beast is back. Brakes done. I feel like I've detailed this a million times. All the stuff in the front's done. We'll do the rears later. Pedal feel really doesn't feel much firmer until you're into the brakes more than about a third. After that, it's phenomenal how well they grip and stop this car. Between all new pads and rotors and new tires and great balance and fresh fluid and stainless lines now, it's really impressive. Other than that, it's still, in comparison to especially Japanese cars, they have the touchiest freaking brakes. They're like an on-off switch. This still has the spongy feel the first maybe 2 inches. Even the 330 is a little tighter. They said it's just the way the brake booster's designed on this car. That's just how it works, so I'll get used to it. Again, it's been so long since I've driven it, I guess it felt odd to me. But nonetheless, an improvement. It had been probably 40,000 miles since a brake fluid flush, so it was more than time for that. Power steering line is done in the front, no more leaks. Looked like they actually did a pretty good job cleaning up the belly pan. That was just full of power steering fluid. Minor valve cover gasket leaks, advised I hold off on that until I notice more leaking. It's been doing that for a year or two, so probably be fine for a while. They want $1,000 to do it. I can do it for less than that. But the old power steering line, this is the one that's under pressure, which is obviously why that's the one that leaks first. So there's the old line. They only charge $60 for the new one, plus labor. The old brake lines are in there. There's another one of the old brake lines. Then the 2 little shorties after the DSC pump. Gave me the old hardware back. I have this paper towel so I can pick it up without getting too dirty, but I'm going to show you the piston on here. This is the front left. Look at that. Total rust. It's not even squared off on the outside. Notice the rubber gasket around it is cracked, and I'm presuming that's why it wouldn't go back in all the way. It had kind of seized. So they put the new guide pins on. I had cleaned up all the new hardware, so it's in great shape. It's on the car now, but this is the old one. I'm probably going to chuck it just due to the crap condition. Exterior is pretty rusty as well, and that one actually looks better on the outside than the other one does, which did retract all the way and still function fine. Just rusty as crap and barely black anymore, mostly pitted rust. They also replaced the caliper carriers with the new ones, and the brake pad wear sensor I had broken a while ago, so they just threw a new one of those on there. Sensor wasn't tripped, but it wouldn't stay in the pad, so I got a new wear sensor. So that was all a success, aside from, of course, the rear lines, which are here, and as I've said a million times, will get put on later. So what else? I don't like how they put the studs back in the wheels. I'm anal as hell, and I put the key, actually they didn't have this wheel off. See, I put the key directly opposite the M badge, and that's supposed to be turned that way. That's just a little bit of anti-seize that they got on the wheel. I'm going to detail all this tomorrow. It had been driven in the rain at some point, like all of this. I didn't clean the rear bumper yet. I cleaned the rest of the body, so it looks great. But I'll finish C6 tomorrow. Ran out of time. I had an exam due, or a essay due today. These tires are sticky as hell. They pick up everything on them, but they drive really well. So I will go around tomorrow. I'll check all the tire pressure again. I'll retorque all the wheels, get the locks back in the right place. I think the other 3 were incorrectly installed to my liking. Yeah, see, this one, the key is over here. I want it there, so I'll just take those out and swap them. Clean the wheels tomorrow. Fender liners got crappy. I'll clean those up too. And then the next job we're going to be doing, which I just need about 5 days of no rain, is going to be the body work. We're going to have the mirrors painted and then various things around the body. I had briefly detailed this before, but I think the car was covered, so I couldn't show you real well. Pull the iPhone light out. I noticed this last year, and I showed him right after I got the new bumper on. He's like, yeah, we're gonna have to pull the bumper, so I didn't want to do that. Right here we've got 2 bubbles, we'll call it 3, coming out, so we'll have those removed. And a couple of the doors, of course it's locked. Actually only the one door, the seam has busted open here. It's Kennon's, I think 3 or 4 Kennons have done the same thing. So we're gonna have that seam repaired. Then for some reason there's a couple places like that where it looks like the door has gone in too far, taking the paint off, and then we just got a little bit of orange. So we'll have that corrected. Let me unlock. And then the only other one like that is this back, right in the corner. We'll have that repaired as well. It's pretty minor, and this stuff hasn't really been changing. I've been keeping an eye on it. But both mirrors, then we're gonna have to do a DIY. We're gonna have to pull the door panel and see this tweeter, and then it's this black piece of trim that goes up around the window. So we'll have to figure out how that comes off. Then it's 2 bolts on the inside, and then it should just pull out. Only hardware I've got to swap is the mirror glass, and then we'll just plug the new connectors in after they're painted. We should be good to go. This rocker panel is the totally freaking nasty one. Look at that. That's pretty homely. That's gonna need to be all worked on. He's got his work cut out for him there. That's gonna be the brunt of the job, and the brunt of the cost. There's nothing here in the front that needs attention. This one over here and the other 3 look about the same, which is like that. Pretty much new. This has gotten a little dirty from being in the rain here today. I'll clean that up tomorrow. But 0 rust, nice new pad, nice new plastic trim. It looks factory fresh. So with the other one done over there that I just showed you, it'll be great underneath. Even replaced a bunch of the hardware this year that was bad. So that should be the end of the body work then for a while. After I get that back, it should take him about 5 days. And then what? Then we're gonna work on those brakes and a nice detail and get some exhaust on there and enjoy the hell out of it for the summer. Driven at 130 miles this year. I still have about a half a tank of gas left, and the last gas that was put in this car was in November. So it's still got a bunch of stabilizer in it and smells funny, but it runs fine. So I'm gonna go in and shower and get to bed. We'll throw all this crap out tomorrow. We're gonna do a car detail tomorrow. I'll go over the glass body, clean up that underbody stuff that got dirty, wheels, tires, and yeah, I don't really think I have anything else going on tomorrow. So I will talk to you guys then. And you know what? It was so nice today. I wore shorts. It's like 72 degrees is a high. Fantastic. All right. Oh, one last thing. Cavs played Bucks. We had a 15-point lead. Then they were ahead 3. Amazing comeback. We ended up winning by 5. So we're 51 in 28 now or something like that. 2nd seed in the East. And we did cinch that 2nd seed. So cool. All right. Talk tomorrow. Good night.